Not too long ago, Death Battle announced that fans can buy into a video chat with them to pretty much pitch your own Death Battle ideas. Unfortunately, when I went to check this perk out, they were already sold out. But for one of my ideas, there is definitely one matchup that came to mind. So here's my most wanted Death Battle and what I would have pitched to Wiz and Boomstick. Ryuga, Beyblade's very own Dragon Emperor. Seto Kaiba, Yu-Gi-Oh's genius inventor and duelist. Both wielders of anime's most powerful dragons. These two with their determination alone could achieve almost anything. My name is Gambit and welcome to Infamous Synergy. Let's start by covering Ryuga. Once a member of the evil organization Dark Nebula, and arch-nemesis to Jinga Kagane, Ryuga grew to fame as an extremely powerful blader. On record, Ryuga has only ever lost twice, once to the protagonist and the second time to a literal god. After partnering with the forbidden Beyblade Lightning Eldrago, Ryuga left virtually nothing but destruction in his wake. Sure, for being a legendary blader, you could expect a lot from him. Energy blasts here, siphoning souls there, but Eldrago is at its peak when it's using the scariest power of all, spinning. Using the power of centrifugal force and an in-lore ability to siphon energy off of others, Eldrago has shown to pick up speeds like it's nothing. He treats fellow legendary bladers like fodder on the daily, and even challenges bladers with the ability to stop time itself. Characters at this caliber can travel through galaxies in the matter of seconds, like Pegasus, form weather-altering phenomena like tornadoes, and even shift planets themselves. Seriously, Beyblades are a lot stronger than you remember. As the wielder of a Forbidden Bay, with both the WBBA and Dark Nebula keeping strong tabs on him, it wasn't long before Eldrago's power became too overwhelming, only being stopped at the final round of Battle Bladers by the power of friendship. It was only after this painstaking defeat that Ryuga and Eldrago truly began to understand each other. After going through an evolution, Ryuga continued a journey of self-discovery, and how else would someone want to achieve some good rest and relaxation? By tormenting the top bladers of rivaling countries, of course. Ryuga and Eldrago's power continued to skyrocket. With abilities like fire manipulation, soul attacks, mind control, power absorption, what can't Ryuga do? With a special move like Dragon Emperor Soaring Bite Strike, Eldrago has the ability to blast through huge stadium walls like it's nothing. As Meteor Eldrago, it is strong enough to break through the gates of hell itself, as seen by Kyoya. With the power of Eldrago Destructor, Ryuga put up a fight against Diablo Nemesis, who is said to be able to take over whole worlds. It wasn't until challenging Rago and forcing the strongest move out of the world-ending Bay Nemesis that Ryuga came to meet his match. Ryuga keeps his promise, passing his power as the legendary summer constellation onto his protege Kenta. It is only after Ryuga's sacrifice that the other bladers can put a stop to the incoming disaster. Though giving up his power caused both Ryuga and Eldrago to disappear, the world still remembers the power of such a fearsome blader. Before we go on to Seto Kaiba, please take a second to like and subscribe. As always, it helps out a bunch, and this is actually a very fun topic for me to cover. Being the owner of a multi-million-dollar game and production company sounds like a surefire way to a satisfying life, but it wasn't enough. Not for Seto Kaiba. It didn't take long for Kaiba to turn his 2% into complete ownership of the now infamous Kaiba Corp. While spearheading a path in game development, Kaiba grew a passion for dual monsters, often going for an aggressive beatdown strategy against his opponents. With cards like Lord of D, Kaiba can make sure no dragon cards on the field are hit with effects. With Virus, he can weaken his opponent's best tools. Using his XYZ cards, he can amp the stats of almost any monster on the field. And that's just the beginning. And of course, I can't forget to mention, Kaiba is a descendant of an ancient priest related to the best duelist in history. Using the power of the Egyptian gods themselves, Kaiba can summon the card Obelisk, a being capable of shaping the lands just for simply existing. With spell cards like Shrink, you gotta watch out for attack debuffs. But don't worry, if he's running out of cards at any point, he can always count on Card of Demise, allowing 5 cards to be added to his deck. If that's not enough, Kaiba has plenty of other strong dragons and monsters at his disposal. At the top of this list is the coveted and rare Blue Eyes White Dragon, which Kaiba has 3 of. There were previously 4, but Kaiba is one spiteful son of a. When it comes to being an engine of destruction, Kaiba and his fearsome deck are ones to look out for. After losing their family at a young age, Kaiba and his brother Mokuba were made orphans. It was at this moment Kaiba decided to take care of his younger brother no matter what. As a child, Kaiba was a genius, showing leaps and bounds of potential. This was especially shown when he tricked the CEO of Kaiba Corp into adopting both him and his brother. After discovering the CEO was a chess master champion, Kaiba took the time to study his games to assure victory. It was through this adoption that Kaiba realized his adoption was not going to be as glamorous as he once thought. In an attempt to raise a strong leader, Kaiba's adoptive father accidentally sent him on a path of takeover. Turning Kaiba Corp away from its path of war and becoming a master duelist quickly became realities for Seto. Even so, it wasn't enough to stop his rival and protagonist Yugimoto. Through his career as a Duel Monsters World Champion, Kaiba's strength also grew. With his damage-altering track cards, overwhelming set of monsters, and unwavering assaults, it's easy to see why Kaiba has some of the most important wins in the series. And if he's ever in a pinch, he can always restore his life points with his healing cards on top of that. As he challenged more and more opponents, Kaiba learned about his previous role in a past life as Priest Seto, also a wielder of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. In his journey to the Shrine of the Millennium Stone and saving his brother from Pegasus, it was here that Kaiba witnessed the defeat of the Egyptian god Atem. But ending his rivalry on the sidelines wasn't enough. Determined to duel the gods again himself, Kaiba built a device to travel between time and space, all to run the Fae with Atem for generations to come. So with all that being said, these two Dragon Lords would certainly add to an interesting matchup. Both are antagonists turned anti-hero in their home series, not to mention the connection between being both children's shows turned competitive sport. Both have certainly strong personalities that would definitely clash in a battle of words. With scaling for both Beyblade and Yu-Gi-Oh!, you can take them to universal to multiversal levels at times. Ryuga's ability to drain energy and attack life points directly, and Kaiba's ability to influence and destroy enemy monsters certainly would be interesting to see in this fight. Even visually, they are extremely similar. Two cocky young challengers that both wear giant white lab coats. I mean, the match couldn't be more perfect. So Death Battle, I am waiting to see the iconic Lightning El Drago against the coveted Blue Eyes White Dragon. Honestly, the art for this would be absolutely epic. Even El Drago has 3 heads at times to go up against Ultimate Blue Eyes White Dragon. I think this can be an extremely close one, and even I really can't tell who would win. But as always everybody, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.